Hey y'all, I hope you really like this video. This is from my archive. This is all about a true legend, a legendary paladin, and we're gonna reveal who that is very shortly. But a little bit about them, see if you can guess. This player has been playing paladin since the beginning and extensively on private servers as well. On Classic Era, they have like 5 paladins, one for every different spec. Are some bells going off right now? Maybe. Anyways, this is part of my, what I call my Legends series, where I'm covering different legends of Classic Era. Previously, I started filming these videos when the Classic Era population was extremely low, a fraction of what it is right now. And the population has gone crazy, and I thought, you know what, I'm not going to do these videos. I don't need to promote Era. It's freaking popping off. Season of Discovery has made it have a little dip. So I want to say, hey, Era's still here. We're still here, people. We have covered the legends of Whitemane Classic Era. Flickster, Drekis, and now, who is behind the tree? Come on out. It is none other than Drakova, a true legend of Era.
Hey, Dwarf Lord.
The one and only Drakova. Alright, let's inspect your pally here.
Looks are very important.
This one's from SOM, right?
Yeah.
First of all, tell me, how did you enjoy your SOM experience? Because not a lot of people played SOM.
I like SOM a lot, but you should take it for what it is. If you just enjoy playing the game and getting, battlegrounds in, but it is short, so, you should go to Era. It's especially good for me because I got to transfer to Era and I actually like Era a lot. So, I mean,
nice. What about Era are you enjoying the most?
I'm a dad now. You can hear my son in the background, and just like, I don't really want to play a game where I'm constantly on a hamster wheel forever. And I like the idea that I can chill and daily craft and get the items I want. And I'll just add one more caveat to that. I kind of don't like how a lot of other MMOs, maybe not Warcraft specifically, they have everything mapped out super well. I feel like Classic was always kind of like not that well mapped out, especially Paladins. So there's a lot to explore even all these years later.
And how many Paladins do you have?
On Era, I have 460 Paladins, a 46, and a 51.
Cool. So before you show us all of your different paladins and their different specs and kind of explain that, just tell me quickly, what about paladin do you enjoy? Like, why do you like to play paladin?
I like the theorycraft and the kind of the unfinishedness of paladins ended up making them in a weird way more fun because we've found all these weird things that people didn't think were going to be in the game that are actually pretty good. So the variety in theory crafting.
Cool. So first, let's go over this paladin. What spec is this pally?
This is like my main, what I air quotes main. Ret Reckoning, the 0, 25, 26, so as much DPS as you can get in the Ret tree while still getting Reckoning. It's, hey buddy, it's just good for generic PvP. It does it can do like the one shot sometimes. It can, you can get in there. You don't really need, I think it's really good for pugging. I think there's probably better builds if you're going to play in a team, but So
Yeah, would you say that this build's not the greatest like support? It's more of like the solo kind of.
Yeah, it doesn't have repentance, which is super good for team play in deep ret, and also doesn't have the healing and doesn't have heal in combat. So it can do pretty well if you have a healer behind you, but it's always going to be a little bit second place to warrior just because of purge spam. Like if you fight a enemy comp that has a lot of dispel, and then all of a sudden, you know, warriors can charge and stuff, where if we get dispelled and freedom's gone, we're just kind of stuck there. So, and then no mortal strike, so it's never really going to totally take that role. But I mean, it's freaking fun as all get out in solo PvP. So
Alrighty. So let's see some of your other pallies.
used to be Esfand's neighbor in real life. So I'm from Texas.
You used to be Esfand's neighbor?
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of funny that two pally players are neighbors. Because I know you have two channels, right? You have like Drakova, what is it? It's like records or
No,
archive.
that's not me. That's just someone. I took all my old stuff down because it was dated, and I was not very good at micro back then. I was just theory crafting. But some other person uploaded it. I mean, a lot of that information was okay, but it's not relevant about the P server coding. It'll work. A lot of that stuff will actually start to work if people play on what's that new server that just popped up? Everlook.
Everlook.
I know a lot about the Lights Hope coding and like what builds will and won't work on different servers. So a lot of that archive stuff actually will work now again, but.
As you can see by the clips and just the knowledge bombs that Drakova is dropping, he is a Paladin player through and through and a legend. And he's got a crazy backstory. He lived next door to Esfand, and I'm sure he taught Esfand a thing or two as well. Over the years, he's gotten better and better and better. And, you know, way back when he was on the private servers, maybe he wasn't as good as he is today, but Drakova is like this not super well-known person unless you're a Paladin player. Any Paladin should know who Drakova is. They're just awesome. This video is all about having everybody know who Drakova is and a little more about Classic Era, getting that Classic Era hype out there. And check out this awesome clip from when Drakova was dueling Venruki in the duel tournament. This is at a level 40, so he doesn't have cleanse. He can't remove the Frost Novas, and it's a really tough duel. He, of course, loses, but this is a really intense clip. And it was a 20-minute fight. Like, wow. This guy's fantastic.
Venruki makes distance, so obviously he can drink. Drakova throws the grenade. It hits Venruki. Drakova again goes for another bandage, and Venruki is again making distance so he can drink and reset again. So Drakova is again out of outs.
That's basically something that we've said multiple times. This rep is going to be huge here. This is going to be that window of opportunity. It's almost at the point now for Drakova. He has to close it here.
Oh
He's going to be able to win
500 crit on Venruki. Drakova trinkets right out of it, the volley, and then Venruki gets another one on there, but this is only a short polymorph. It's only 10 seconds. Venruki goes for the first aid, making distance on Drakova, and then he sits down to drink. I don't know what's going to happen here. Are we going to go for another polymorph? We are, and then Drakova immediately tries to drink to get a couple of ticks off for that, and then Venruki goes back over there, polymorphs again, gets in position, starts casting frost bolts again. Drakova goes the opposite direction to outrange the frost bolts and then drink for a third time.
A fat whack from the Pally going to crack open this matchup, and all of a sudden Drakova's very much back in it.
I use Ruklar usually for AoE farming, and he doesn't really have the best of gear, but you don't really need hit chance when you. So he'll have like subpar hit chance in spell hit because he's just doing reflect damage most of the time. But yeah, I mean he does good at that. you have any questions about them, or I mean, you'll see me a lot of times using Flame Wrath.
Yeah. And I see you have the fire damage plus 20 on your judgment gloves there, because that's gonna work with the flame wrath, right?
Yes. This tier 2 is not necessarily like optimal. This is, you know, an alt. But I would say this about tier 2, you could do like 5 pierce.
Did you say this was Holy Reckoning, this one? Or is it still Ret Reckoning? So his alt pally, Rucular here, is, I believe, a Holy Reckoning Paladin. And he primarily uses the Flame Wreath or Flame Wrath item from Black Rock Depths. And as you're about to see in one of my most favorite clips of Drakova, he takes out 2 of the most geared and notorious PvP rogues on the Classic Era, who one of them actually maybe even deserves a future legend video, but that's another story. Anyways, this character is like a sleeper. It looks bad. It looks like they're junk, like they're easy prey. And then once the attacker has attacked, it's too late, and Rucular takes them out. It's amazing. I love this. I love how he breathes at the end, like that was an intense fight, man.
A rogue can beat you after a lot of resets, maybe, and a caster can't really do the same things that they can do to you in a building. But all a warrior has to do is stay on you. So like, if you had to pick something to gear against, it'd gear against a warrior, because it's the one class that can like stick on you and you have to fight it out. Whereas like, if I'm losing to a shaman or a mage is a great example. Mage in an open field versus a mage in real PvP, like dueling open field versus real PvP. I can use terrain to make up for like problems I'm going to run into. Like, okay, I ran around here and I got a holy light that I would never get normally.
Yeah.
So, but like, what are you going to do against a warrior? You're going to turn around the corner and die anyways. Like, they're on top of you. So that's why I kind of stick to like having some. I know they can overpower, but it can get pretty frustrating when they get like a dodge and a parry back to back, and the overpower triggers reckoning and stuff. So
Paladins are the class that I've dueled the least, because I mostly do BGs against Horde.
Yeah, that's another thing. It's just, why would you train against them? Like, if you were to skip a class, it should be that one.
You think?
Yeah, I mean, it's pointless to. I mean, it's not pointless, but it's like the least important one to learn how to fight.
Yeah, in terms of like BGs and world PvP, yeah. But recently I've been getting more into dueling, and it's fun to kind of like come up with a strategy to try and duel different classes. But warrior, I would say, is not the best dueling class. They can definitely do it, but
Well, my goal is to, and I have a plan for this, but it'll be a while coming. I'm actually pretty close to it. I mostly just need the Serenity now. And I'm trying to get the Glyph of Deflection. But I want to beat warriors with their Diamond Flask up. Like good warriors.
Yeah, and be like super block oriented.
Yeah. Go PvP gear, and then because they can remove one Hodge, but how it all lines up. There's a window for you to beat them even with Diamond Flask pumping, but it has to be a long fight, so you got to go all block and defense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you just go crazy, you'll lose every time. I'm back in Stormwind. I'm gonna pull out like what I got for fire resist and shadow set so far.
Sure, sounds good.
I want to kill. I don't think I can kill a mage in an open field if they play at the highest skill possible. But I could do a lot better than most paladins are gonna do. And I got a plan to win against most of them. Like, they'd have to know what I was trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be able to win. Like, once they max out on spell pin gear, I can't win, probably.
Right.
That's okay.
Yeah. Because, like,
you
know, you can have different amounts of resistance and such. But if they have a spell pen, you need a lot of resistance.
Yeah, and then the item that goes to 100.
The Petrified Scarab?
No, that adds 100. There's one that detracts 100. That's the one that is painful.
You talking about the trinket from AQ20?
Yeah. Isn't it 100 or is it just 50?
It might be 50. I'm not sure.
By like 60%.
Dude, the fact, yeah, that's a cool move on his yeah, that cloak, 24 frost res, 15 fire res. And then pants, 40 frost, 20 fire. It's pretty cool, actually.
Oh, okay, I see. He's now
Dude, the fireproof cloak? Okay. Yeah, he's whipping it out, man.
Yeah, Merlin, you're not going to be able to hit this, dude. You're going to have trouble here.
Good luck.
That's why I have 3 schools of magic.
I hope you all enjoyed the video, and do me a big favor and go check out Templar Drakova on YouTube. He has so many awesome clips that just make you feel like you're a bad Paladin player. He's amazing. He started playing Season of Discovery, so check that out if you want to see some Ret Pally Season of Discovery stuff. I think he's going to be putting out some really cool stuff. And maybe one day he'll be back on Era. If you enjoyed the video, drop me a sub and a comment. I read and respond to each and every one. Catch me live on my Twitch channel, Dwarflord TV, to connect with me or say hi to me in game on any of my characters. Dwarflord out.